guys, welcome to another episode of HGC TV. My name is Laura Zachariah and I'm an associate attorney here at Hoelscher Gebbia Cepeda. Today I'm going to be answering some of the most Googled questions about attorneys. Before we jump into this video, make sure to do us a solid and press the subscribe button. And while you're there, don't forget to press the bell icon so you can receive notifications every time we upload a new video. Well, that's a very broad question. An attorney is your guide. We guide you through the legal process. We are not only your legal counselor, but we counsel you in a lot of aspects through this process, whether it's criminal, whether it's family, whether it's CPS work. You know, in the criminal aspect, for instance, we counsel you on, a lot of people have sometimes drug addictions, alcohol addictions. So we help you get through those, get you the treatment you need a lot of the time. And, we're much broader than just a counselor at law. In the family situation, we counsel you through family issues, help guide you, resolve those in the most amicable way possible. We answer your questions through the legal process. We help guide you through that whole entire process to resolution of your legal matter. Well, that distinction isn't as relevant in the United States as it may be in other countries. In other countries, an attorney and a lawyer, that distinction can be between somebody who's passed and taken that bar exam to be able to practice in legal courts versus somebody who may have just passed law school. In the United States, a lawyer and attorney are very synonymous. They do the same things. If you're an attorney or a lawyer, you've passed the bar, you've passed law school, and you're now eligible to practice in the courts of the state of your passing. Absolutely. Attorneys can absolutely work from home. Of course, it's best to have a place that your clients can come. Most attorneys probably aren't comfortable with clients coming to their place of residence. So most attorneys do have offices. And of course, we're always in court. We live in courts. So if you're in court, you're in court, but a lot of the time, most of your work can be done from a computer, whether it's typing up motions, drafting pleadings, or, just writing a simple email. A lot of it is very technologically based, so you can definitely have it based out of your house if that's what you prefer. That is an excellent question. It is very important when you're choosing your attorney that you guys have a relationship, that you guys very much are well working together. Some of the questions that I advise people to ask when they're searching for an attorney is, whether or not they have the same idea about your legal matter. A lot of the times you want somebody who has a similar interest than you, maybe somebody who's been through similar circumstances as you. When you're looking for an attorney, it's very important that you find somebody who has the experience necessary to achieve your legal matter. For instance, an uncontested divorce can probably be handled by somebody who just got out of law school. But when you're dealing with these big, messy divorces or these big felony or capital murder trials, you definitely need to find somebody who's got the experience, who's got the necessary legal authority to take those cases, to be able to guide you through those processes, because they can get very complicated. So obviously experience level is very important when you're deciding what kind of attorney to choose for your legal matter. Also, another thing to consider is pricing. Some of those experienced lawyers can get very pricey, so maybe if you are dealing with an uncontested divorce, somebody straight out of law school or somebody with a little bit less experience, you can achieve exactly what you need for that process. Experience level, price, and personality matters. A lot of people have difficulty working with somebody who maybe has a standoff attitude, and sometimes that attitude comes out in court and they're not received well. So having somebody who's got the personality that fits your legal situation, somebody who can help guide you through that process and you enjoy their company is important. Depending on your legal matter, you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. So obviously having somebody that you relate to is very important. Well, this job is very stressful. Whether it's your client, whether it's a court, whether it's an opposing counsel, our job is to deal with people. And people can be very stressful sometimes, Typically our clients are going through the most hard times in their lives. And it's our job to take some of that stress off them and put it on ourselves. So at a lot of times, we're feeling our clients' stress. We're feeling their anxiety going through this difficult time, and not only that, but judges can be very difficult. Depending on your court, you're dealing with a lot of difficult people, whether it's their coordinator, their clerks, the judge himself or herself. It can definitely affect your ability to do your job without feeling that stress coming from the pressure of the court. Not only that, but opposing counsels can be just as difficult. They're fighting for their client just as hard as we're fighting for ours. And sometimes those fights clash, and it gets very emotional sometimes, and it's our jobs to remove ourselves from that emotion. But sometimes it does have an impact on us personally, especially when you get very devoted to your client, to your case, and you don't always achieve the most excellent result that you've wanted through this whole entire fight. So that's definitely a big impact on our stress levels. Not only are you dealing with your client's stress levels, but sometimes the legal impact that this could have on their lives is substantial. Whether it's the rest of their lives in a prison cell, or the loss of their kids, or the loss of a family member, or whatever the fact may be, a loss of a substantial estate in a divorce. We're dealing with these people's lives, and that definitely has a huge impact on the way we address our jobs and how we present ourselves and our stress levels as we go through that process with you guys. Well, a lot of grueling work. First of all, you need a bachelor's degree from a accredited university, whatever bachelor's degree you may want to seek. After you obtain your bachelor's degree, obviously you have to go through the wonderful 3 years of law school, which will try your patience, try your stress levels, and definitely helps prepare you for the stress you feel as an attorney. And getting through those 3 years obviously builds up to the most wonderful exam in the world, the state bar exam, which you will be studying nonstop for months to prepare for this horrible 3-day test that will absolutely drive you nuts probably. But at the end of the day, once you pass that test, it's probably one of the best feelings you'll ever feel in the world when you've been working for 8 years to become an attorney. First of all, not all attorneys get paid so much. It definitely depends on your line of work, the type of law you practice. But I can tell you one of the reasons that lawyers are probably one of the top paid professions in the United States is because of the level of stress, because of the importance of the work, because of how long we work. We work very long hours, and it's not always billable hours like you see in civil cases. Especially in criminal cases, we work on a retainer basis, which means that we get paid up front a certain amount of money, and it doesn't matter how long these cases take us, that's how much we get paid. And you'll see us working day and night. So the hours definitely impact the level of pay. But like I said, those big, massive paid attorneys, you typically see those in personal injury law, obviously, where you get these ginormous judgments. Most attorneys get paid pretty reasonable amounts. I wouldn't say that they're totally outrageous. Absolutely, attorneys can have tattoos. Obviously, you've got a lot to consider as an attorney when you're going in there. You have to present yourself. You have to dress appropriately. I personally have tattoos, but having them in less conspicuous places is obviously important. Making sure that you can probably cover them up, and if you can't, that they're appropriate. Obviously having inappropriate tattoos in places that can be seen is gonna definitely definitely impact your perception and the way people see you. So one of our most important things is our reputations as attorneys. You know, we have to have that good reputation, not only with our clients, but with the courts. And, you know, courts may look poorly upon an inappropriate tattoo, so making sure to place them in probably places that you can cover up if needed is important, but it's definitely not a disqualifier for any attorney. Attorneys major in a lot of different things. I've seen anywhere from theater to political science. You know, I'm a political science major myself. I majored in political science and pre-law. However, one of my really good friends, she majored in theater. And you know, and that's actually ranked one of the top majors for attorneys because a lot of our jobs is acting. You know, we are up there, we are putting on a show for a jury, we are putting on a show for a judge. So really anything within that spectrum will work for that. You know, we've seen English majors, we've seen, you know, literature majors. One major we don't see too much of probably in our field is, you know, science related majors, biology and stuff like that. Obviously those don't have the biggest impact on your legal career, but you can pretty much major in anything and take yourself to law school. As long as you can pass law school, you've got it. Attorneys absolutely take an oath. As soon as you actually enter law school, you take an oath before entering into law school, before starting your legal career, because law school is considered a part of your legal career. You are under the administration of the Texas State Bar while in law school, so you do have to take what we call a matriculation oath at the time of entering law school. And then after you complete law school, you do take an additional oath before you become an active participating attorney in the courts. And you know, you take an oath to be candid with the court, to be honest, to represent your clients to the best of your abilities, and to be honest in your practice as an attorney. Definitely attorneys can serve as jurors. We have our civic duties just like every other citizen of the United States. We get called just as much as everybody else does. Obviously, we probably don't get chosen as much as the average person because you're wanting to speak to lay people, not so much your peers. So whether or not we actually get chosen as jurors is a different issue, but we definitely do have an obligation to serve on a jury, to show up for jury duty, and we participate in our civic duties just as well as everybody else. That is a very sensitive subject. There are ethical obligations and ethical rules regarding attorney-client relationships. For instance, they take into consideration whether or not the attorney-client relationship was established. It is definitely frowned upon and actually considered an ethical violation in a lot of situations to have sexual relations with your clients during your representation if that relationship was not pre-existing. Especially when relationships are being used as a tactic by an attorney, it's very frowned upon, and I would not recommend it to any client or any attorney to engage in relationships. You should keep your personal relationships and your attorney-client relationships separate to ensure the best representation on your account. Mixing those two can definitely blur the lines between ethical obligations and personal relationships, and like I said, it could definitely be considered an ethical violation if you create that personal relationship after the attorney-client relationship was established. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of HGC TV. If you'd like to keep up with us and become part of the HGC family, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at HGC Law. Bye!